Hello everyone, so I've set up our science experiment so far. Just going to talk you through it, how I set it up and any tips that I can give you. Now, if you are planning to do it at home, that's fantastic, you can do it at home. But if you don't have what you need to do it at home, then what you do need to be doing is you need to be following with me every day. Because every day we need to observe what changes are happening to the eggs. So every day I'm going to give you an update on what I can see, and you can have a go at seeing if you can see anything too. So we're going to document it over the next 5 days, see what we can see changing, and then we can figure out what that tells us about how different drinks affect our teeth. So first of all, I had 5 glasses, you can see them all here. Now it doesn't matter if the one at the end, this one here, is a different size, because what I did is I measured using a measuring jug, if you can just see here. I used a measuring jug, so then I knew that I was pouring the exact same amount of liquid into each glass. Now you can use mugs, you can use jars, you can use cups, but please you need to make sure that whatever you're using, whatever container you're using to do this experiment, if you're going to do it at home, that it is see-through so that you can see the egg through it. So once I got my glasses ready, I started to think about the liquids that I was using. So we are all going to be using the same liquid with a few variations. So I'm going to talk you through each of the glasses here now. So I've got the first one here, and this is water. I've labelled it with water so I know because it looks quite similar to my vinegar. So I poured 100 millilitres of water into my glass, and then I moved on to my next glass. I didn't put the egg in just yet because I wanted to make sure all my liquid was ready first. I then chose the fizzy drink that I was using. Now you can use lemonade, you can use Fanta. I chose to use cola just because I wanted to see about the colour, because we know the colour of cola is quite dark. I wanted to see if this would have an impact on my teeth. So again, I measured out 100 millilitres and I put it in my glass there. And then I moved on to my next glass. My next glass was vinegar. Now you will all be doing vinegar too, but there are different types of vinegar. So you know vinegar that you might put on your chips? You can use that, or you can use white vinegar. So white vinegar is the clear one that I've used here. You can use whatever vinegar you find. That's just the one that I had in my house, so you might have a different one. But it doesn't matter, it's still going to have the same effect. But I wanted to label them as well, because if you're using the different vinegar, the brown vinegar, it looks very similar to the coffee and the cola. Then I made some coffee. Now what I did was I just put a spoonful of coffee into my jug here, and I put some hot water in there and I stirred it until I was happy that I had 100 millilitres. Now it's really, really important that if you're using coffee, you either use tea or coffee, but if you're using coffee, that you wait for it to cool down before you put it into your glass. If your coffee is still burning hot and you put the egg inside the glass when it's still really hot, there is a possibility, a high possibility, that your egg will crack and it will smash, okay? And then your experiment, you will have to have another go. So just make sure that when you are using your tea or your coffee, you do not have to use both. I would probably recommend using coffee because it's a bit easier to make than tea and to also see some interesting results. But make sure it's not burning hot. Then for my final glass here, I've used another coffee because on your instructions sheet, you will see that you have 4 glasses with your normal liquids. And the 5th glass, you will actually have to coat your egg in toothpaste. So what I got was an egg, I got a toothbrush, and I got my toothpaste. And I just brushed some toothpaste, 1 coat of toothpaste, over my egg as if I was brushing my own teeth. Because we want to see if there's a difference. If you brush your teeth after you've had coffee, will that make a difference to whether your teeth will change compared to if you don't brush your teeth straight after you have coffee? So we've got our 2 coffees here, one with toothpaste on the egg. This one doesn't have toothpaste on the egg. So I want to make it really clear, you only put toothpaste on the 1 egg, the 1 coffee. I would definitely label all of your glasses to make sure you know which is which one, and that will help you as well. Okay, so When I'm happy that the same amount of liquid are in each of my glasses and that it looks pretty solid, pretty equal measurements, I then gently put one egg in each of the containers. Now, you need to be really careful when you're doing this. If you're doing this at home, don't drop the egg in. You need to tilt your glass so that you can place your egg in really gently so that it does not crack. So now I have placed an egg in each of my containers. I am then going to use some cling film here, and I am just going to place a layer of cling film on top of each of my glasses of liquid because I just don't want any air to get to them, and that might be affecting my results. So I want to make sure that my test is as fair as it can be. So when I finish recording for you, Year 4, I'm going to put a bit of cling film on each of my tops of my glasses. And then I will come back to it every day and I will have a look what they are looking like. Now, in terms of your observation sheet, you will have to document every day each of the glasses and what they look like. So in your day 1 column, you will have your 5 different glasses. So now what you need to be doing with your observation sheet, so right now you can fill in the day 1 bit, because you can see that there is an egg in water, an egg in cola, an egg in white vinegar, an egg in coffee, and an egg in coffee, but you need to make sure that this one shows that that one's got toothpaste on. So if you do that now, if you're choosing to do the experiment at home, then you can do this step in your own time, but everyone else now needs to go and fill in the observation sheet, and you can pause the video just while you do that, please. And then you don't need to make any more observations because it's only just gone in, so nothing would have happened yet. Tomorrow, we will be recording it together. I will be explaining on our daily Zoom sessions, and I'll be showing you what my eggs are looking like, okay? And you can show me what your eggs are looking like too on Zoom if you're doing it too. Okay, so your task for today is to make sure the first day 1 of your observation sheet is filled in, and also to make sure that you've also filled in your first sheet, making your prediction of which liquid do you think is going to have an impact on your teeth, might make your teeth decay, and also why do you think that? And you can see here that what have I changed about these things? What is my variable that's changing? It's the liquid. And what have I kept the same? I've kept the amount of liquid the same. I've kept the size, mostly the size of the container, but this one here was just changed just because I didn't have another container, but I did make sure that it was 100 millilitres in each one. I have kept the area that it is in my house the same, so it's going to stay in this area all day, every day until we've finished the experiment. And I've only changed one thing, which is the liquid. So just a reminder, if you've forgotten why we're using eggs, we are using eggs because they are made out of the same enamel of our teeth. So if we are looking at how liquid affects eggs, that is the same as how liquid drinks affect our teeth. So we are looking to see if different liquids affect our teeth differently and if they cause tooth decay. So I'm really excited to follow this experiment with you, and I'm excited for you to follow it with me. And I will see you in our next lesson. Bye, Year 4.